There's a principle we have in Torah that when some Hisoiris comes into the world, so it's first grabbed by Klippa. The story of the Shoichet that was fired because wearing galoshes, because it was a new thing and it wasn't fitting for someone with Yirah Shamayim to be wearing galoshes, this new thing. But a few years later, so it was not a problem, because the Klippa grabs it, and after the Klippa grabs it, then it filters into the world in a normal way. I also saw in the name of the one of the Ger Rebbes that he said that the Abolish sent to his Eretz for Lashon HaKodesh, and the Maskilim took it. The Abolish sent to his Eretz for Eretz Yisrael, and the Chilonim took it, or the Tzionim. There's a concept. Something comes into the world, the first one to grab it is the Klippa. So we have a similar thing. The same thing with pacifism. They did not to fight wars. That's very Moshiach-dik. There'd be no wars. But pacifism is taken by people who also think that you don't fight Nazis because you don't fight wars and you don't fight against Arabs. Peace now. So now you have this phenomenon of these people marching, and they start a movement that they want to defund the police. So it's already been publicized a little bit. People talking about how this sounds like the Inyan Rebbe speaks about in Shoftim Nun Aleph, about that Shoftim v'Shoftim is in the times of Golus, and in the times of Moshiach it doesn't mention the Shoftim, it doesn't mention the police. There's not going to be police lasid loving. The Rebbe explains at length all of this Inyan. But of course, what the Rebbe says there is the reason not to be police is because there's going to be a bittul and Kabbalah soil to the Shofet. You're not going to need a policeman to enforce that you should do what the Shofet says. The example being Chassidim. You don't need enforcers, you don't need a Lubavitch police force to make sure that everyone goes in Talucha and that everyone does Mivtzoim, because a Chassid has bittul to the Rebbe, it's Kabbalah soil, and when the Rebbe says he does, so there's no need for a police force. What's going on in the streets has nothing to do with that whatsoever. It's a case of Klippa chapping a Hisoiris from above. The Hisoiris from above is connected with the fact that we're in the Yemos Hamoshiach. And the Rebbe said that the Inyan of Shoftecha v'Yotzecha returning has already started. So yes, it's a negative. It's a very negative thing, this movement, but it's negative in its manifestation because Klippa took it. But in its Shaidish, yes, for sure, it's connected with the fact that we're in Yemos Hamoshiach now. So the fact that it's taking place is because we're on the cusp of Isgalas Mashiach. But not to be confused and say, yes, these people are calling for something very Messianic. But they're calling for something the opposite. It's the tachlis of Yeshus. So let's keep our hats on, keep our heads on, and do what we can do to bring about the Isgalas of the Yemos Hamoshiach, to bring about that there's going to be mamish a matzav of Yidden being bottled to the shofet and not needing police, and goyim also, umas ha'olam, b'nei noyach, being bottled to the Torah and to Melech HaMashiach, and it's not going to look anything like what's going on in the streets now, and the main thing is we want it to happen now.